My name is Jackie Lacey. I'm the Chief Deputy of the LA County District Attorney's Office. It's the #2 position in that office. I've served in the LA County District Attorney's Office for 27 years. About half of my time has been spent as a frontline prosecutor, prosecuting everything from drug cases to child molestation cases to murder cases to a death penalty case. I secured the first hate crime murder conviction in LA County history against some Nazi lowriders who murdered an African-American man in Antelope Valley. But my most relevant experience has been the last 12 years being at the leadership helm in the District Attorney's Office. I'm a member of the executive staff team. And there I have really refined my leadership skills. I've been in charge of central operations for about 2.5 years. And during that time, I increased morale and improved their conviction rate from 65% to 85%. I was the director of specialized prosecution, where I supervised some of the most elite lawyers, trial lawyers in our office, including my opponent. And there I also had command of the juvenile division, where I improved what they did by requiring all of their lawyers get sexual assault training before handling those cases. I also signed a record-breaking 200 wiretaps. As assistant DA for 5 years, I managed most of the office. There I had all of the head deputies and the DICs reporting to me who were in line operations. And there, I began to teach people in the office about leadership and what's required in order to lead an office of 1,000 prosecutors. I'm now the chief deputy, and I've had a lot of experience in figuring out what is going on in an incredible office that I have called my work for the last 26 years. And I'm running to be your next district attorney. I want to thank you.
Jackie Lacey. Alan Jackson, your turn.
Thank you. First of all, I do want to thank you, Warren, for taking your time to moderate this event, and I want to thank LA Cops for putting the event on. I think it's very important that we begin a dialogue about the office of the district attorney and who's going to fill that office. And I want to start by saying that we're at a crossroads. Make no mistake about it. We're facing a perfect storm. Inmates getting out early, jails filled to capacity, an economy that we haven't seen this bad in decades. And law enforcement is really, and let's talk about it in terms of law enforcement, that's who's sponsoring this event. Law enforcement is going to be stretched to the breaking point. Law enforcement is going to be asked to do so much more with so much less. And law enforcement is going to need and demand, I think, a partner at the helm of the DA's office. Somebody who understands what it is to get criminals off the streets and keep criminals off the streets, as well as someone who understands how to stop crime before it starts. And folks are going to have a choice to make. The folks in this room, you're going to have a choice to make, as are the voters of Los Angeles County. And that choice is going to come down to this: an 18-year battle-tested veteran prosecutor who's handled some of the most consequential cases in the modern history of the district attorney's office, who supervised the most elite division in the modern history of the district attorney's office, versus an office administrator who hasn't set foot in a courtroom in 12 or 15 years. There's a very defined difference between Ms. Lacey and myself, and I applaud her lifetime of service. I applaud her career. But there is a distinction between Ms. Lacey and Alan Jackson. And when given that choice between me and Ms. Lacey, the rank and file officers throughout Los Angeles County overwhelmingly have chosen my campaign. More than 25 separate police associations have endorsed our candidacy. Why? Because they know that they will have a partner in law enforcement in me. As a military veteran with 18 years in the courtroom, trying the most high-profile cases, managing the most elite and successful divisions in the office, as an educator, a supervisor, and most importantly, as a prosecutor, I know how to lead. My name is Alan Jackson. I want to be your district attorney because the DA's office belongs in the steady hands of a true prosecutor. Thank you so much for being here tonight.